Hello friends. So welcome to the video. So is there a place for devotion to God in the modern world? We have plenty of devotion at the moment. We have devotion to movie stars, we have devotion to brands, we have devotion to pop stars, and there's devotion all over the place. But is there any place for devotion to God? That part of the appeal of this non-dual idealistic approach is that it frees us from death, and yet it doesn't have a God. It has the ground of being. The ground of being, the Godhead, is this Nirguna Brahman, the God without attributes, the thing that is attributeless. Its only attribute is that it has no attributes, as John Klein says. And it's appealing because people don't want the old stories that they've heard before. People now have had too much of religious people, telling them that they have special connection or they've got special knowledge from God, and that we need to behave according to what they say because they have this connection, or they have the scriptures and they interpret the scriptures or in a certain way that they understand, and that we have to do this. We have to pray to a God who we can't see, we don't know if exists, and it doesn't seem to answer prayers very much. At least it's not magical anyway. So what is the point of all this? Is it just a power thing, like in the past with the Catholic Church controlling the world through indulgences and sin, purgatory and, the threat of hell? Or is there something there? Now, the problem we've got is that God is all-powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent, is it? No, that is omnipotent, isn't it? There's another one. Anyway, so God is all fantastic, and we are, but we don't know if God exists. Not very obvious, really. We look around, can't see it. And we are vulnerable, weak, limited, small, completely unimportant on the face of this earth. And yet we definitely know we exist. So the path that we take in this non-duality is to you take a phenomenological approach, which means that you work from your experience, the thing that you're most directly in contact with. Even science is about people proving things between themselves. So you prove something, and then somebody else tests your proof and comes to the same result. And so they say it must be objectively true because both subjective experiments were the same. So therefore there must be an objective truth behind them. So you there's a word for it, but I can't remember. So we're taking a similar approach, but without trying to speculate on anything external or trying to come to an agreement of what's going on. We're just exploring what our real experience of the world is. We begin with the question, who am I? What am I? And explore this. And we see that we're not the body or the mind. We see that we're actually this, the awareness that's here contains everything, and everything is made of awareness. And this awareness is not even, when we say it's consciousness, even consciousness is limiting. It's beyond consciousness. It's existence itself. It's an existing thing here, which is aware, that's conscious. And in this thing are all the values. When you watch a film and there's some wonderful thing happens, the wonderful thing is not in the film. It's just the film is just light. Everything that you feel is from you. So this awareness, this existence that's aware and is filled with value, is what you are. And when we look into this, and the deeper we look into this, we see that it's really quite amazing that it's here at all. We can look at how the scientists say that how scientists say that there was the Big Bang, but the question is, where did the Big Bang come from? Oh, well, it was repeated forever and ever and ever. Well, where did everything come from? Well, maybe it's quantum foam popping out of existence. Yeah, but where did the quantum foam come from? From nothing to everything that's here is a miracle. It's we talk about miracles, whether miracles are true, but the greatest miracle is that, look, what's going on right now. It's absolutely spectacular. Now, so when we understand that, we are given the freedom from death. We are given freed from limitation and vulnerability. But some of the problem is that when you're trying to look into this, it can inflate your ego. You can think how you understand it, and how good you are, and that you are enlightened. And this is completely going the wrong way. This is people end up in sometimes solipsism. I'm the only thing in existence. Well, I'm the only person in existence. They think that their mind is generating the world rather than the observer of the mind creating everything. They think that separate self that they are is generating the world. So that's the danger. Or they just can't get deep enough into it. They've got the ego, they've got this feeling of self, and they're trying to get rid of it frantically through self-inquiry. What am I? What am I? It's not this, but I still feel like I'm that. The truth is that just like we've got a liver and kidneys, we have an ego, and it's all helps the body to exist. We've evolved all this to survive. And it's useful, unless you want to just get enlightened straight away by kicking the bucket. Don't get rid of your liver, don't get rid of your kidneys, and don't bother trying to get rid of your ego, because it's there. And unless you have some really powerful awakening that dissolves the ego, but leaves you with the conditioning that's enough for you to be able to live a normal life in the world, you're just going to die. You're going to not be able to take care of yourself. It'll be as bad as having liver failure. So this non-duality, even though it gives us, it rewards us in the beginning, in the end, it can get frustrating. So this is where you accept that you're playing the game. You accept that you're in this dream, and you accept that the structure of the dream is that we've got time and space and duality. And if you're going to be worshipping anything in duality, it's probably not a good idea to start worshipping yourself. Through worshipping God, through the divine image, it doesn't have to be an image, but the divine as an object can help us. It can help us to dissolve the ego in a more natural way, that you stay yourself, but you're more interested in truth, beauty, goodness, and God. Now, when we approach this, but what form of God? What God should I worship? Are they all the same? Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna, said that Nirguna Brahman, the ground of being, the attributeless God, that which we are, is when the love of the devotee is directed towards it, it turns to, it solidifies. So it's like the water. So the water, the sea, the ocean is Brahman, is Nirguna Brahman, without attributes. And the love of the devotee is like it freezes the ocean and becomes solid and something that you can pray to. And it is you too. The thing that looks out of God's eyes is the thing that looks out of your eyes. It is you, but it's something that can help you more than you can. You as a human being can't really do much. You're pretty vulnerable and powerless. But God, they always say, you take one step towards God and he takes 10 steps towards you. And I think things will begin to become easier. When you start aiming devotion at something that, in a way, approaching this spiritual path in a way that is how we're kind of built. So it's very hard to just eliminate the ego in this modern world where the ego is so important. So this way, through devotion, is the way that we can keep all of this stuff that we've evolved and also explore divinity and pray to God that he will guide you and give you insight and give you understanding on this path. So I think there is a place in non-duality for devotion. And in fact, it could be necessary at a certain point to avoid some of the traps that lead people into frustration. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.